we live today? Somebody talk to me. Are we live? I said, are we live? All righty, we are live. All righty, y'all. We didn't have no problem except I'm a doggone idiot. The cell phone was playing. I thought that because I had added so many things to the sound that they were fighting each other, and I was trying to figure out which one was causing that sound. The sound was coming from this cell phone. See, I'll turn it on now. I had the volume up. So there was nothing wrong. That's what the problem was. That was the problem. We'll turn the volume back down. So I had the phone laying here, and normally if you have a problem, the sound will come through the speaker in the computer. I thought it was the speaker in the computer. So we had nothing wrong. We had nothing wrong. I did everything right. But got caught with that one thing. I didn't turn the volume down on the cell phone. And I normally forget to bring it. And I keep it over here. So, like I said, let's try this again.
Yeah. The one man show. One man show. You know what's wrong with this country? A whole lot. You know? Nah, I know, but y'all don't know. That's why we doing this. I'm doing this. Whole lot's going on. Yeah.
I'm defiant, a legend, a giant, the most gifted SOB to ever hold the MIC. Beat me? Know your role before you get my soul in your a-hole. I let the knowledge unfurl. But history reminds me. They got you. You don't get pulled over. Going hard time for dumb crime. What is it? Bringing you the facts. That's my job. This is talent on loan from God. We need a revolution. What is revolution? Don't ask me. I don't know. Like that. If you're chasing your high. The only thing I record is sound barrier. My unique style delivers like a mail carrier. Making all you hoods fall. I'm trying to make a difference.
People. You need the same thing for some weed and a damn needle. Yo, what's the solution? You know we need a revolution. Come on. We need a revolution. Yo,
just doing right. Doing right. It's always hard.
But now I'm ready.
Okay, Nia.
Don't sing it, just bring it. Cause like what they said, close the door. I got to ask you, you've been waiting for. I got to do one to get the deal. So I have to act your own risk. Don't ask how I get laid, but I'm gonna never flaying you down for no gun. Clean up these neighborhoods. I'm not threatened by your lethal weapon. So hide out in the project when you feel ace, bring your guns to the table. Leave you chains of diamond rings in the old school battle, which don't mean a damn thing. Get your rollers with GP3. I got 60 batteries. That's all I need for my Casio. Or I'll give your heart. To hell with a casino in Delaware. I try my luck. Swing your bucks. Then watch your whole family. My dad left over the block like me. It's all a revolution, yo. One day, we'll find a solution. Yo,
We need a revolution. Don't ask me. I don't know.
it's always hard. Like yelling all along so we get together.
Bringing you the facts. That's my job.
Be hard. You take care of our homes. You really should get up here in the morning. 2 o'clock in the damn morning. Bring the ass on. They got 2 in the morning. You know what I'm talking about. Until we do something,
Ain't nothing gonna get done.
keep waiting on O'Malley. You can wait on the white man.
You gonna wait on Bush?
Shit ain't gonna change. And that's the truth.
And I don't care if you like it, if you don't like it. We need a revolution. Somebody tell me what's the solution. We need a revolution. We need a revolution. What's the solution? All right, y'all. I'm letting some people know that we're here. Give me a second. I don't know why I do this. They never come, but you know, it's not from effort. All righty. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the show. I had a sermon planned, but I'm gonna be honest with you. We got on the bike today and we rode down to the pharmacy, and I took back those 2 pairs of headphones that I bought from Walmart. And we had an issue because I had bought 2 pairs, if y'all remember, a wired pair you plug in, and I bought a Bluetooth pair. When we got the Bluetooth to work, the Bluetooth ones from Walmart, they didn't work. So we took them back and we got the same kind of headset that my neighbor had. They call Skull Rock, I believe. So, yeah, I still ain't ran into my neighbor. I even ran into the guy that hooked me up 3 times. I ain't seen my neighbor since. I ain't seen him. But that's good, because I can wear both pairs of headphones. Now I ordered these, if y'all remember, and they don't work. They did on arrival. They don't work. So they gave me a credit for it, and I ordered the ones I was going to get in the beginning. The ones that had the 3 drivers on them. So they'll be here Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to that. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm getting in trouble because I'm enjoying having the headphones on, and I can have the music as loud as I want. And I ain't got to hear nothing from my neighbors. It's beautiful. I saw them today, but they had nothing to say. All they can hear is just my voice. That's it. All they can hear is my voice. That Bluetooth adapter that we missed by 5 minutes, because apparently the lady said that she came by and it was undeliverable. But yet our regular post office lady came by yesterday and she delivered it. I hooked that up, and I got it plugged into the mic of the PC. I can do it on the sound card too. But I got it connected directly to the PC, and we using the Realtek driver. Now, if we use the sound card that we bought, it's going to be, 5.1 But I'm not playing the speakers. So why do we need the 5.1 to be going, blasting through the house? So I got it directly into the speaker, and with that driver, it goes all the time. So even though I figured out how to set up the Bluetooth on the computer, I ain't been using it. Don't need it. That driver automatically connects. This ain't, but this big. But I got it sitting on top of the computer. I got a USB port in there to charge it. And all I got to do is I can just switch headphones. Turn one off, turn the other one on, connects right away. You ain't got to sit there and wait for the computer to pick it up. And it's just easy. Easy peasy. So something that I didn't want was going to do, even though Chung Lee's son gave me the idea of how to get it to work on the computer. The reason that I panicked in the first part of this show was I added a lot. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know if it'll show up. Will it show up on the computer? Yes, it will. If you look on your screen right now, you can see DTSX is right here. Something called Nirvana. I never heard of it. There is regular Dolby Atmos, and there is Dolby Atmos for headphones. We got all of those running, and because if you look, you see them right here. And look at all these different ones. We got all these programs ready to go. There's DTS Studio Sound, DTS Headphone X, DTS Audio Processing, DTS Ultra. We got Sound Blaster Connect. We got Realtek Audio Driver. And even though you see it right there, we can scroll down. And you can see Dolby Atmos. So we got all these programs running. So I thought they were fighting each other. I thought they were duking it out. I thought they was, I thought they was duking it out. And that's why you heard the sound. Because I know the Realtek driver is normally down here, and it's not here. But on the Realtek driver, it had an option. It has an option where it asks you if you wanted to put the microphone and the headphone jacks in the front, and it'll disable the ones in the back. And so I thought maybe it switched them. And that's why I jumped up and I switched them, took them to the back, didn't do anything. Did I bring them back to the front? Yeah, I brought them back to the front. So I thought that the different programs, I thought they were fighting each other. I didn't even have to restart. All I had to do was turn the volume down on this. That's what it was. I hadn't turned the volume down on this phone because I used it the live stream with earlier. So I turned the volume up. Normally the volume's down. If somebody calls, it'll still ring, but the volume is down. But if I got the computer restarting, it take like 5 minutes for it to restart. I'll listen to something on YouTube. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I'll listen to something on YouTube, and I'll go ahead. I like having it this way. The only thing I don't like is, well, y'all give me y'all opinion. Because, see, if I use this microphone right here, if I use it, or if I use the microphone in here, you see them? The quality ain't the same. I mean, the quality it's a big difference. It ain't a little difference. It's a big difference. If I go to Windows Media Let's use our Windows Media friend. Are you going to let us use it now? Now, for some reason, we can't use that icon. So let's go to the Bluetooth that's built into the computer, and let's go open settings. Go to sound settings. Go to control panel. If we use the microphone, because it's right here. If we use the microphone, because this is what we're using right now for audio, but we're using our microphone. But if I highlight it and we go to properties, I'm going to show y'all the reason why we don't. If y'all look right here, you see one channel, 16-bit, 48 hertz, right? DVD quality. But the microphone on the headset is 8-bit, 8,000. See, it's a telephone quality because that's what it's for, to talk. You know, somebody call you, you supposed to talk. They really ain't designed to be live streaming with. So if I use this microphone, we're only going to get 8,000 hertz, 16 megabit telephone quality. But by using the microphone, we're getting 16-bit, 48,000 hertz. So 8-bit at 8,000 hertz or 16-bit at 48,000 hertz. Telephone quality versus DVD quality. What would you rather have? I'd rather have the DVD quality. I can't speak for y'all. I'd rather have the DVD quality. If we look into our speakers or our sound, I hope I ain't boring y'all. If you notice, you see Dolby. You see our levels. There's the Dolby Atmos. Our spatial sound, Dolby Atmos for headphones. That's what show up there. I showed y'all the other programs, and we can go over each one if y'all want to. Y'all think I'm lying to you, because I could put a song on. Let me play a regular song. Yeah, I might be pushing my luck. Something else gonna fall apart. Here, give me one of these songs here. They suck without playing. Let's go into the, what is this called? Namek. I call it Nirvana. Now you see it's on music. We can put it on movie. We can put it on gaming. There's just one of them. You also got Dolby Atmos. See, we got it on dynamic. And we turn it on. You hear the difference? And you know, you can put it on movie. You can put it on game. But I like dynamic because it does everything. I don't see my brand. We'll leave it generic. Apply. Okay. And put the Oh, so that's what auto profile does. I like dynamic. Sorry. I don't know. That's kind of cool though. Having on auto profile. So no matter what we doing, it'll just switch. I like that. So right now we were playing a song, and so it'll switch. See, it came back to dynamic. Yeah, y'all see that? It does it automatically. So it'll go through all of these depending on what we're doing. That's cool. But not only do we have Dolby Atmos, we also got Dolby Atmos for headphones. We go into the settings. And right now we got it on movie. But we can put it on game or we can put it on music. Right now we have it on movie. Movie gives you more bass, but having it on game gives you more sound placement. So would you rather have a surround sound? Well, actually, we got the Atmos on intelligent. So let's put it on game and enable it. All right, so it's on game. The daggone song stopped, so we can't even see the differences. Hold on a sec. Let me play another one. All right, this is called Groovy. So we'll put it on. I like detail. You got music. But I'm gonna leave it on game because we got the other one set to go wherever. Since I already got it on, we might as well go ahead and get this over with. Before we get to our news story. I want y'all to see how fast this is versus being on the bike. So we can mute that and wait a minute, it's not asking me to play with the media player. Hold on a sec. More technical stuff. Doggone it. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me turn the music back on. Alright. Default apps. Where's the video player? Oh, the song ended. Ain't that something? Video player. We want Windows Media, please. Come on. All right, Windows Media. Sorry, y'all. I don't mean to bore y'all. Now, hit play. And let's sit back and relax. I want to see the difference. If y'all want to come back in 20 minutes, I understand. Uh-oh, what's the matter? Welcome to Windows Media Player. Recommended settings. Really? Okay, I won't complain.
In the room.
All right, we on the road.
Oh, man.
We on the road. Wait a minute, we got a problem. I don't see the chat. Where's the chat? Bring the chat room up. I don't care if I ain't showing, but the chat ain't showing. Alright. Going to the pharmacy is easy. Y'all see I'm pedaling. So we ran out of pedal. Somebody always got to be parked, even on Sunday. Must got you crazy. Y'all see I'm pedaling. There's the liquor store. I really turn the music up, somebody see that?
Already, huh?
Pedaling. Get that speed. Pedaling again. Gotta get that speed back.
How y'all doing? Pedaling, buddy. Look like y'all smoke.
And with some loose cigarettes.
Hello.
Hit the car, hit the car.
How y'all doing? So don't take me for shot.
I think we need the brake set. Watch out, the backyard door.
What are you doing?
Yeah, the backyard door. I got off. The bike said, see you later, Jay.
You ain't have much of a rush? You trying to drive it out, man. And you know what? I got it on video when I bought them and we did that.
Oh man, you came in the door too.
Huh? But I'm returning what I bought. So this is your stuff.
You always coming to return stuff, man.
I came here one time to return something.
You came in 3 times.
No, I didn't.
1 week.
Mm-hmm.
You came in Thursday.
I saw you the other day when you were sleeping.
Alright, man.
And I returned one pair of headphones that didn't work, and I bought another pair.
And this thing come out with phone they cheap.
Well, I found it out, so
You gotta invest in some good ones.
that's why I'm returning them.
Like you spending $20 on the headphones, you better spend about at least $60, $70 on some good ones. This ain't gonna break in like 2 days.
Well, I paid 19 with tax for these.
Is that I bought 2, a wireless and a non-wireless. I bought the wireless didn't work.
Over there is cheap. I'm trying to tell you, they're gonna break in 2 days.
I'm just gonna put this over here out the way.
Yeah.
What's a good spot right here? I just want it out the way. Well, like I say, they wouldn't even connect. So I ordered a pair off Amazon.
What they go?
35? Well, I'm paying 35 for these.
No, yo, they not name brand headphones. I'm gonna deal with Sony. They're not Sony at all.
My only concern is that the first time I came, I bought 2. The one didn't work. The woman didn't give me my original receipt back.
Turn the bike off.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah. How you doing today, Jeff? I had ripped the bag.
The bag.
But drop it. It's there. It's cheap.
Just gonna drop it.
Right here.
Right to drop it. And these COVID tests, you gotta drop it.
I had bought 2 headphones. One of them didn't work. And I returned the other one. And you can see it up there. The both of them thrown out. She didn't give me the original receipt back. So I want to return some too. She didn't give me the original receipt. Now, if you need me to,
Oh, yeah, Sam, look up. You did, you used your water chart? Yeah, I'm gonna look.
yeah.
I thought that was a booklet. Oh.
We got the trash can, yo.
She was typing.
Who walking around with a cigarette truck? That's right. What's wrong?
So when did you get them? They said,
I was here the other day because he was here.
no, when did you get the last one?
It should be on top of the receipt that's up there. It was maybe 4 days before. But like I said, she didn't give me the original receipt back.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull it up.
over there, okay? Yeah, because it's just saying no transaction.
She didn't know what she was doing.
She said, you need a
Put down some of them cupcakes. Might learn how to do your job.
All right, girl. Hold on. Hang up real quick.
She got that jelly roll.
Oh. He need what?
Yeah. I can't remember if you online. The wild still works. So I brought that back. And I will eat. And so you left me time. So wow. But she didn't even know we were going to see that. From our board. And the original one. They go for the same price.
So, basically, the car is going to
So she didn't give me the original feedback. Right here,
So who are you talking about?
I was trying to, I got a good play on Amazon.
So did you use your Morgan card?
Yeah.
Yeah, you better. He looking too. Y'all saw he was looking. That's why I like that camera. It show everything. All right, let's speed up some.
Walk over here. Walk back. I don't know. I used to work here. The minute they do, and we walk up the red flag, walk over there, take down the gate, and walk out. Then you would have he would have made that far. I'll be honest. He would not have made it that far. But like I said, if y'all want to see it, the video's up. Minister Brother Derrick channel. I'm ready to go home and preach. We doing what the Bible says about child rearing. Yesterday I did a sermon on we saw the news and stuff too. Yeah. Donald Trump and all that. But our topic we did yesterday was talking about Lazarus, the rich man, and then we did the origins of Christmas. Yeah. Right when Minister wrote that. Every time I see you, I'm like, hey, y'all have a good one.
Now that seat too high. And I fixed that tonight. So I can't wait to go back out. But hey, why I ain't play the other video? Hello? What are you doing? Hold on a sec. Wait a minute.
Now the computer gonna act stupid. Windows Media ticked me off. If you won't play it, we'll go to another player, man. We ain't got to just do you. So Windows Media gonna act stupid. Can we stop it? Alright, then heck with you, Windows Media. We ain't gotta use you. Let's open it with movies and TV. Open right up. Shame on you, Windows Media.
Are you serious? Go. How you doing, bro? I knew that was gonna be a hassle, but we got it done. Excuse me, dear. How you doing? Pretty good. Son, stop money, no one cares. All right. Just think about picking up that microphone.
Boom. Now I just jumped out there. Then they coming. What about the other way? Yeah. You did good. Let me go to the ground.
There it is. There's that bump right there. See it? That's why I fell it. That's that bump right there.
There's your bump you fell on. Never forget that.
Yeah. Ooh, whoa there, buddy, whoa. Anybody coming? Got to pedal uphill. There's the exercise. Y'all can't say I ain't out there pedaling now. You see me?
How you doing, bro?
How you doing, bruh? Anything coming? That's our turn right there. Look at the house right there.
How y'all fellas doing? You ain't gonna start like you did last time, did you?
Hey, man.
Hey,
I'm looking at the chat. Look at how high that seat is. I got it all the way down till it can't go no more. See it? I got it all the way down till it don't go no more.
Now, real quick. We there, you back, man. We gotta put our stuff back on. Yeah. Amen. Y'all want to take an extra spin around the block?
Put my gloves on.
That's how we got in trouble last time. But we got plenty of energy though. Look, there ain't nothing to ride down, I promise you.
See how high that shit seat is?
Where's the back at? The foot over here? somebody coming.
That's right. Up that hill where we got the flat at. I'm trying to see if you can see it. That one that was church. I ain't noticed that one.
I see him, but I don't see him. There he is. He on a real motorcycle right there.
They're working on they're working on a scooter right there. See him? That boy burnt up. That's another church. There go another church. There's that high price shop Korean store.
Alright, y'all get y'all a bonus spin around the block. So go ahead and take it in.
That's the building that got burnt out right there. Those of y'all that was with me. We covered that story live.
See, this hill ain't as steep as my tree is. What's going on, buddy?
That man talked me to death.
Got the bike fixed. I'm glad to be back. What are you people for when we got 3 bars of battery? I need to tighten this up.
Well, let's look.
Let's try to let it hang again.
We did all that riding and still got 2 bars of battery. Y'all see it right there.
Right here.
That man is stuck up on me.
I used to be a maintenance man here for 20 years. I did a lot of things around this place.
This piece of
It's now, I mean, this some really done fell apart now.
They just walk in the front door and walk downstairs.
When I was working, you couldn't do that kind of shit. But that's why I happened to see that door.
When I first started living here, you couldn't do it either.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I ever have to go inside, I just walk around the front and come down.
Okay.
I don't even check that door. Is it actually locked?
It should be.
I mean, this one is actually locked. Normally it's open. Normally this door ain't open. All the time.
My nephew from the thing came out, he locked it.
Go to the front and come on down. It's extra walking, but please check.
He coming right back. Keep going, sir. Keep going.
Yeah, they all right there.
Yeah. I installed those in there. Yeah, that was years ago.
Alrighty, y'all. Give me 15 minutes and we'll be live with the sermon. Sermon day on what does sermon today is
All right. Look here, ABG. Leave me alone. Where's the Windows Media? Let me close that. Alrighty, y'all. We got that out the way. Did everybody leave? I just wanted y'all to see the difference. Look at the difference. Huh. I wanted y'all to see the difference between being on a bike and being on a scooter. See how fast we went down there? We ain't had to worry about not having no energy. I went on and took the long way back. I took an extra spin. Took y'all on a extended tour. I don't know why the Windows Media was acting up, but I had to work. Davey, go sit down. I had to go work. You just want to be on TV. That what you want? You want to be on TV? Let me make sure I took that off. But I gotta say, y'all, I feel like I discovered something new. I don't mind wearing headphones. And like I said, the other ones are fully charged. When we get done, I'm just going to switch headphones. And I ain't even watched the Friday night wrestling. I ain't watched the Wednesday night wrestling either. But man, pedaling make you tired. So let's get to our first story. Where's our first story at? Where is there's two of them? We got some stories to look at, y'all. Uh-oh, you really gonna start that? I hate when Hangouts does this. Come on, man. Now you're gonna take us too far. Yep, sure did. Okay, that was yesterday. All right, let's get it.
Now let's talk about the
Follow that commercial. Make sure y'all can see it. Yes, you can. Let's get it.
who are still waiting on their benefits are just really at their breaking point. On Your Side's Jocelyn Howard tells us how one woman in particular has lost everything and she is still waiting for what is owed to her.
I have 24 weeks of claimed benefits that are at zero and on hold.
After navigating the Florida unemployment system and its glitches since June, Kelly Myers is officially homeless.
And I wasn't able to even buy food for myself.
While Myers waited on her unemployment payments, she says she was enduring domestic violence where she was living.
I did fear for my life, and I was actually going to depend on that money to leave that situation. It never happened.
Myers said her abuser went to jail and she is living at a shelter, but in a few weeks, she'll no longer be allowed to stay there.
Once I'm done with that, I don't even have a car to stay in.
When Myers was approved for benefits in June, U.S. Department of Labor statistics show only about 22% of applicants received their first benefit payment within 3 weeks. She did receive that one payment, but none since. Now she's owed
About $5,000.
If Myers receives that $5,000 owed to her, she could put a roof over her head. She's just praying it will come before it's too late.
Being told one thing and that it's taken care of, to call back a couple weeks later for something else to be wrong, it's difficult.
Jocelyn Howard, First Coast News, On Your Side.
Well, they sitting there talking about they don't want to kick out money. They ain't even paying the people that are supposed to got it already. Crazy. Well, I'm fortunate I got my stimulus. We're waiting on the next one. Alrighty, isn't she lovely? Look at her pretty face. She's going straight to hell. On Judgment Day, she has no case. She can cry and whine and squeal, but Jesus won't give her a deal. Isn't she lovely in the lake of fire? Dun, 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 dun. Still making excuses for that chump Donald Trump. Still trying to lie, but baby, you fired. You gonna be broke as a skunk. Cause Biden's team ain't got no place for a liar like you. Isn't she lovely in the unemployment line? Do, 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 do.
Copium Den, Kayleigh McEnany loves it, and she did appear on Sean Hannity's Fox News show to give Trump supporters more false hope when it comes to the Trump campaign's chances of scoring a victory with the Supreme Court. Now, as we know, the Attorney General from the state of Texas, Attorney General Paxton, filed a lawsuit directly with the Supreme Court alleging that 4 battleground states that expanded voting, by mail in order to respond to the pandemic, did so in a way that is illegal, unconstitutional. He claims that it led to voter fraud, something that there is absolutely no proof of. And then later, 17 attorneys general also added their names to this ridiculous lawsuit. And so there was a lawsuit from Pennsylvania's Republican lawmakers that made it to the Supreme Court this week. And guess what the Supreme Court did? They rejected it. They're like, not interested. Okay, so that's a foreshadowing moment, but how does Kayleigh McEnany feel about it? Let's watch.
I pointed out how strong I thought the Pennsylvania case was because the state legislator literally bypassed their own state constitution that had very specific language in it as it relates to mail-in ballots and the limits they put on it, and the court just said no, they're not taking it. So the fact that this was taken up tells us what?
The fact that this is taken up tells us that the Supreme Court could be taking a very hard look at this. And, as this case says, either the Constitution matters or it's just a piece of parchment in the National Archives. What this lawsuit does, it looks at those anomalies, and here's what it finds. It finds that the chances of Biden coming from as far behind as he was at 3 a.m. on election night, the chances of that are 1 in 1 quadrillion. The chances of him, that's prevailing in one state, prevailing in all 4 of the states where he was so far behind, the chances of that are 1 in a quadrillion to the 4th power.
In less than a year, we have grown to see
that lady on crack. Those some lovely ladies. Take that crap out your damn head. Take that fake mess out your head. Lovely ladies, though. Take that crap out your head.
So far, the Supreme Court has taken nothing up. They rejected the Pennsylvania lawsuit. The Supreme Court has not taken up the Texas lawsuit. It's still unclear whether they're going to consider it, but they have given the attorneys general from various battleground states that are named in the lawsuit an opportunity to respond to it by Thursday. But that nonsense like math that she was trying to push was actually noted in the Supreme Court lawsuit. Like completely made up, complete nonsense. But these are the pretty little lies they tell themselves and Fox viewers, so they, continue to live in this like delusional like fantasy land about what happened during the election.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened during that video. So wait, so she said that they took it up. Does she not know? Does she not know what the Supreme Court taking up a case means? Is she confused, like sort of like with disease, how like positive and negative people get confused about that? Is it just a thing where she knows that nobody?
She knows.
No, but
come on.
But I get most of the lies, but this seems like a pretty demonstrably untrue one. Nothing's gonna happen with the case tomorrow, as it might if it was taken up, because it wasn't taken up. But the thing is, no, like none of the viewers, how many people sat back in their chair and thought, hey, wait, I think Hannity and Kaylee got one wrong this time. I don't think that actually happened. And Hannity,
what they do, like the whole point of the messaging in that clip and all of the other statements that we've heard from Trump loyalists is to confuse people and make it appear as though there's actual substantive evidence showing that there was wrongdoing, widespread voter fraud, wrongdoing by state lawmakers that led to Biden's win.
I'm sorry, y'all. Her mic is terrible. God darn. That's a very expensive microphone she's using. And I don't know if y'all got headphones in. This Dolby Atmos is picking up every thump, every lisp, every puh and buh and muh. And you hear all this doo-doo-doo-doos, doo-doo-doo-doos, doo-doo-doo-doos. The gain is too high in that microphone. And I know they know it. It sounds awful.
In these battleground states, they're doing their best to muddy the waters and confuse Republican voters. And unfortunately, it is working based on the polling that we're seeing, even though there have been, at this point, like over 40 court battles that the Trump campaign has lost because they failed to provide any evidence, guys. You can't just go to court and accuse someone of something without providing evidence. They know what they're doing. They're intentionally lying to the American people and to Trump supporters. It's copium. It's their quick hit.
And they can exactly. And they're on. The only question is how many hits do they take? Is it a quadrillion or to the fourth power? We don't actually know, but and they can do that because they know their audience doesn't check these things. Like in the month and a week since the election. Every night there's some new big thing that supposedly is gonna blow the lid off this thing, and then it doesn't, and then they just move on, they don't reference it again. That person that was in the shadows on Laura Ingraham, like that's 20 stories ago. Nobody's thinking about that at any point. And there's like a meta shell of a situation I can't even conceive of being in where it's not even like all this stuff is super unlikely to work, but like, hey, you're telling me there's a chance? They don't even need it to work. They're making huge sums of money while it fails. It's a great situation if you can get it, I guess.
Oh yeah, they are making huge sums of money while it fails. It's just, there's a story today about how Trump used funding from his legal defense fund or whatever, this whole court battle thing that he's been fundraising off of. He used it to pay himself consulting fees. Because he claims that while he was on his private jet, there was consulting taking place. So he needed to pay himself 17, or the private jet company or private jet that he owns, he needed to pay that private jet $17,000 because of the consulting that allegedly took place on a 30-minute flight. I mean, it's all he's doing is enriching himself. And in the process of doing so, by the way, he could encourage real unrest, civil unrest and violence in this country. And I'm worried about that to say the least. But what evidence are these people going off of? Like, what do they cite on a regular basis to make their arguments? Well, you'll get a little taste of it from this next video featuring Sean Hannity.
Hi, it's Stacy. My friends Reverend Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff need our help more than ever before to win their runoff elections. So I'm asking you to make a donation to flip Georgia and the Senate to ensure we have the resources required to win.
Sweetie. You're gonna
Trust
sneak me.
She
snuck me.
I'm having a hard time getting over that he got 15 million votes more than Barack Obama. I don't know. I'm kind of suspicious. I'm suspicious he got 15 million more votes than Hillary, too. I don't know. He couldn't get 1,000 people for his virtual Thanksgiving message to sign up. Nobody on the campaign trail would go to any event that he did. Then, of course, in every major city except for Atlanta, Milwaukee, Detroit, Philadelphia, and out in Nevada, know. It seems that Joe Biden underperformed with minority voters, but overperformed in these very, well, how conveniently happening cities I mentioned.
Unlike Donald Trump, who showed callous disregard for people's lives during this pandemic, Joe Biden actually didn't have these giant rallies where a bunch of people were encouraged to be in close proximity to one another without masks. Biden, decided to take the pandemic seriously, and he didn't have these giant rallies. And so it's just amazing to see Tucker Carlson use that fact and twist it for this political talking point that he's using. And I love how he's like, I just can't believe that he got that many votes. Well, that's like your opinion, man. Like, it doesn't matter that you can't believe it, right? Show me evidence of widespread voter fraud, and then we're having a conversation. But they have failed to do so. And saying that Joe Biden was behind in the vote count, no, he wasn't behind. It's just that they hadn't finished counting the mail-in ballots yet. We all knew that was gonna happen. All of us knew that was gonna happen.
We knew it,
and
but
again,
we should have said it. Like, somebody should have brought it up before the election. It was irresponsible of us to go into the election without anybody knowing that that's likely how it was gonna work. And even to break it down by state, that there would be a red shift in some and a blue shift in others. We should have talked about that.
These people are clowns, and it's embarrassing that they're willing to do this, like embarrass themselves with this nonsense on a nightly basis. But hey, once you're addicted to that copium, it's really hard to wean yourself off.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it.
Alrighty, y'all. Now I'm gonna say it, and some of y'all might not like it. Sean Hannity is a wussy. I used to listen to him when I used to drive. Rush Limbaugh would go off, and he would come on. And all this guy do is whine. He ain't nothing but a big, spoiled mama's boy. Yeah, I'm gonna give a question. Well, guess what? Your boy Trump is gone. How you gonna say it's inconceivable that Biden got more votes than Barack Obama? People wasn't voting for a black person to be president. They were voting for Joe Biden to be president. A man that's been in politics for 47 years. You had a celebrity president going up against an experienced veteran. An experienced veteran who's saying all the right things. That's what Joe Biden did. Said all the right things. You got a president and Donald Trump that keep saying, them over there. My mega people. You're only looking out for less than half of the country. Telling the Proud Boys, roll on. The young man that killed 2 people and injured 1 for no reason. Oh, he was just defending himself. You keep saying the radicals on the left, but Donald Trump appeals to the crazy radicals on the right. when you hear these people talk, most of them is hillbilly trash. Well, I don't know how, Joe Biden won, it must be something, shady going on or something. How could you not vote for Donald Trump? Because everybody not racist pieces of turds sleeping with their cousins. Those are the people that voted for Donald Trump in them hills. There's not enough of you. Seems like people in the South ain't understood it's a numbers game. It's not enough of you that still feel that way. It's a lot of you, but it's not enough of you. Because if it was, you would try to make a coup for to take over the whole country. So you stay back in your hills where don't nobody want to go. And you walk around like you own the place. And you store your guns up. And you got your steel-toed boots. You got your army fatigues. When you know good and well the military would obliterate you in a second. It wouldn't even be a war. It'd be a wipe down. But you keep acting. Because, see, you can pick on average citizens. You can pick on minorities. See, you think you can pick on the yuppies. Yuppies don't want to fight. You pick on the minorities. Minorities don't want to be bothered with you. So you go around and you didn't get your way. Get over it. Try again in 2024. I think Biden is a piece of trash too. But Biden is something that Donald Trump can't be. Presidential. If you think president, the last thing that comes to your mind is Donald Trump. Be honest. He's not presidential. And he's making us the laughing stock of the world. All the other world leaders in private, they laughing at Donald Trump. They laughing at him. You got a man that's bragging to you that he shut off all contact with China. Yet we still getting their products, so you ain't shut off all contact. I cut them off. They can't come in the country. Why? You talk about them like they trash. They only got 500 people walking around China. 1.5 billion. They got 500 people walking around infected. We got almost 7 million walking around infected right now. Whatever they doing, we need to be saying, hey, China, man. What are you doing that's working? Instead of trying to demonize them after we get it under control. Sometimes your best friend is your enemy. Instead of trying to show, I'm tough. I'm tough. You tough and you let. Where are we at? 16, 17 million people infected? Over 300,000 dead? Because Donald Trump want to show he tough instead of finding out what did China do and try to implement it? The fact that he's scared to tell his base to put a mask on. He's scared that he sat there and let the daggone virus ramp up to the highest totals. We losing 3,000 people a day. And he running around with lawsuits. Then he gonna come brag to you. Yes, we do have a vaccine. For everybody that hate the shutdown. When we had the shutdown, the cases went down. If we do what I would have said, we would have no cases. But they won't do it. The people who he owe money to won't let him. We still, United States citizens, still waiting on the daggone stimulus check. They won't provide a mask, but want you to go to work. They won't provide you with free hand sanitizer. They want you to go to work. How come everybody wasn't given 2 bottles of ammonia? But they want you to send your kids to school. Y'all understand? I told y'all the differences between most Republicans and most Democrats. Republicans are lazy. If there ain't no money in it for them, they don't give a darn. And they going to take their time. I get around to it, it ain't that bad, You even heard Trump say in the video I played yesterday, while he was bragging about a vaccine that he didn't create, some scientists that he said science was stupid and useless. But yet that science is bailing out the country. And he is mad because he did nothing. So now he's trying to claim the glory. I got Operation this and Operation that, and man, you couldn't even get us a mask. Every American citizen should have a real 3M P100, not 95. It should be an N100. Every American should have at least 3 of them that you can wash and reuse. Every American. We got people that don't know how they're going to pay their bills. You want us to put up with this virus when you could have shut the country down for 16, 17 days. We wouldn't have the virus no more. But nah, you want us to suffer with the virus and wait for a cure. But you won't give us nothing while we wait. You bragging about a vaccination. A vaccination that Europe started vaccinating their people last week. The UK started vaccinating their people last week. We had a story where I told you that Pfizer was going to start selling the vaccine to Europe. And I said, watch. The video is up. I said, I bet you the UK get the virus first. Get the vaccine for the virus first. And sure enough, they did. Because we played it. 80-something-year-old woman was the first person to get the virus. Wasn't in the United States. But here we go again with the lazy Republicans. We're going to send them to the states, and I'm going to allow the states to determine who get the vaccine. Did you hear what I said? I'm going to allow the states to determine. We don't want to give money to those struggling states. We don't want to go help figure out why they're struggling. We want them to keep struggling. Gives us something to fuss about. You got a man that want to send the army to stop rioting, but won't address the people that caused the riots. I'm a friend of the police. Even the rogue ones that cause all the problems, you a friend of them too? I thought they were losers. I thought the police, the military, and firefighters, they all losers, according to Donald Trump. Y'all don't get paid no money, you risk your life. What are you, stupid? Y'all suckers and losers. You know, we ain't going around making up court cases and filing bankruptcy every damn year like you is. It's a daggone shame that we can't get nothing. We had to wait all that time, and we got nothing to show for it, except a bunch of deaths. All right.
Yo, what's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way
Okay, y'all, time out. Why is it that the celebrities, why is it that those that have thousands upon hundreds of thousands of views, why are they forever begging you? Seriously. If I ask y'all for something like food or something for the show, y'all say I'm begging. Almost everybody we play, they come right on begging. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Hit the bell so you don't miss no videos. You act like you broke. Come on. I need y'all to hit the like button so it can get out there. I need y'all to, come on, subscribe. Come on. I can make some more money. But you already had money. The other dude claimed that he teach people how to sell stuff on Amazon, that that's his business, yet he on YouTube 3 times a day, lying to you, putting in the title, $2,400 stimulus, $1,200 stimulus, $5,000 stimulus. Stimulus good news. And you turn them on, and he doing what we doing, talking about the CV. The man ain't got all, yo, you know YouTube tell him. It looked like he taking our model and put it in his show. But he get thousands upon thousands of views. Yet every show. But first, need you to hit that like button and subscribe if you ain't subscribed. so you don't miss no more of these videos. I come on 3 times a day, 8 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. with your stimulus second check update. And this man went from just talking about the stimulus, now he's showing videos. He showed Donald Trump's whole press conference. We had just shown it 4 videos before. It's like that. Are you going to cover the news or you covering the stimulus news? You supposed to be teaching people how to do Amazon. Why you online every minute? You ain't making no money on Amazon? Why should somebody sign up for your program then? Hey, Grand Poobah. Why should somebody sign up for your Amazon program when you on YouTube begging every day? Gotta bring your wife in. Gotta put your son on the screen. You're making money because you're giving away money. You gotta do all these things to make somebody watch you, and you still keep begging for more watchers. God darn, you average 50,000 a video. That ain't enough money. I kill 4,000 a video. That man be having 216,000. And don't tell you nothing. He tell you the same thing 3 times a day. This shows you how desperate people are for stimulus, that they still tune him in. Even though he tell you the same thing every day. If he say one more time, if the Democrats win the 2 Georgia senator seats on the 5th, the 4th or the 5th, then it'll be a 50-50 tie. And Kamala Harris, who's the vice president, that man said that in 15 consecutive videos. You keep telling people the same thing. Where's the update? You keep telling me the same thing over and over again. Where's there an update? Grand Poobah says Willie D is the reason why YouTube cannot get rid of the filth on this platform. He sued YouTube for taking down his channel. Grand Poobah continues, he said he was a gangster rapper. Now he's just a wankster. Where's Liz? Liz got to work in the morning. So let's get back to Willie D. I just don't understand why so much begging. You're a celebrity. Why are you begging? How many views he get? He got 42,000 views on this video. I ain't never got more than 6,000. I don't come on here every day. Hey, subscribe. Hit the like button. And tell your friends. Share the video. Come on. If you're going to watch the video, you're going to watch the video. If you ain't going to watch the video, you ain't going to watch the video. But me sitting here begging every show, come on, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. That would insult me as a viewer. If I want to hit the like, I'll hit the like. You ain't got to tell me. You ain't got to tell me to subscribe. Your show is good and I want to see you. I'm going to subscribe. Let the show speak for itself. Instead of you trying to guilt people into doing something. I have Nightbot tell you. I ain't got to tell you nothing. That's not good enough for y'all? Every video. It's like the first 2 minutes you got to sit here, oh man. You supposed to be telling me something, tell me. I don't want to sit here and wait forever. You know? There's some idiot in his chat, Johnny to Jirenina. Says, Donald Trump is your president. I can't wait. Boy, there's a lot of retards out there.
Be in the loop. Hey, fam. You know how when Trump won in 2016, the Republicans, conservatives, they were telling the liberals and Democrats to stop crying, stop whining. We won, let it go. He's the president.
Y'all know, man says that man ain't get to his point, and we on the first commercial. Let that marinate. See, he ain't got monetized.
Well, now, the shoe is on the other foot. This is reminiscent of that age-old adage. The same thing make you laugh or make you cry. And these people are crying. I'm talking about some pitiful crying. They're not as strong as they appear to be. See, it's easy to appear strong when you're winning. And for those who may be losing, looking on the outside, trying to look in from the outside, it appears that they're strong. But me, knowing Donald Trump, knowing he's a coward, knowing that he ain't never earned nothing that he have, knowing that he swindled, lied, stole everything he have, I know he's a coward, and I know a lot of the people that support him, how they rock. These are the same people who would never engage in conflict unless they have a clear-cut advantage. Size, weaponry, or numbers. Other than that, they will never try to engage in conflict. They're bullies, classic bullies. So this is what's happening. The bullies getting bullied right now. You know, the bully can't get their way right now. And they just crying. Crying like some little old bitches. Yeah, that's how they crying. Trump finally shared his reaction to the Supreme Court dumping the Texas lawsuit. He thought, man, I got 3 picks on the Supreme Court. We got a majority Republican. Slam dunk. Not so fast. They're not cooperating. Trump, boy, this dude was like, man, I'm very disappointed. Very disappointed. Went on a midnight Friday rant. Who in the hell goes on Twitter on a Friday night and rant? On a Friday night, fam. Even if you ain't got nobody.
All right. Hey, Nia, Mud Ducky, we still here. Brian, Hoover, Telly, whoever, we still here. Why is it that everybody say what I say after I say it? Y'all know that? I just did a rant about the same thing this man just did. Y'all know that? I don't understand how we don't get the numbers. I say everything everybody else say, I say it better. I don't understand. I don't.
Santa and his elf move.
Hello, Santa!
Santa and his elf moonlighting as a crime-fighting duo. After all, they know who's been naughty or nice. They helped Riverside police nab several suspects at a Target store yesterday. It started with an undercover surveillance operation to catch shoplifters. The pair was waiting right outside to slap on the handcuffs. One of the suspects is accused of stealing $1,000 worth of Lego sets. But things really got interesting when detectives say they spotted 3 men stealing a car in the parking lot. Santa and his elf gave chase, helping to arrest 2 very confused suspects. The third escaped, but they know who he is, and they say he's definitely getting a stocking filled with coal for Christmas. Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking
Hold on. This is a series of crashes on camera. Let's take a look.
New this morning, a wild crash caught on camera right there on the 60 freeway. You're going to see happened right around 1:30. A wild crash caught on camera right there on the 60 freeway. New this morning, a wild crash caught on camera right there on the 60 freeway. You're going to see happened right around 1:30. Look at that this morning on the westbound side of Roland Heights. It's a black Honda trying to exit the freeway at Nogales Street when it hit a big rig there. The big rig able to pull over. Driver of the car was able to make it to the right shoulder too. It appears just in time. Take a look here.
Oh, someone's gonna hit the car.
Oh!
Yeah, a truck and a car hit the stalled black Honda involved in that initial crash with the big rig. So this just kept, escalating. 3 people you can see had to be taken to the hospital. The driver of the black Honda was taken into custody as well, accused of being under the influence.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7.
Damn. That's rough right there. Grand Poobah says, use Google. Okay, I said ignore that.
Research shows nostalgic
people waiting on that daggone stimulus. They're becoming homeless.
I-20 overpass had traffic shut down for hours. We're told the fire was caused by a homeless camp, and CBS 46's Barmel Lyons explains this is the second time in a month this has happened.
Traffic on I-20 near Moreland Avenue is moving again after a major travel issue that brought everything to a screeching halt.
Flames ignite at a homeless encampment under the Moreland overpass, blocking all lanes and creating extreme delays.
People are trying to stay warm. They're trying to stay safe. They're doing their best to survive.
Late last month, after the Cheshire Bridge Road fire, Attorney Davis with Davis Bozeman Law Firm says he believes it's not the campers but the officials who need to take accountability.
Each agency has to take responsibility of clearing the area. Quite frankly, there is not enough homes and beds provided for the homeless, and so they're going to find shelter wherever they can.
In the midst of some of the coldest months of the year, the homeless are being kicked out. With the lack of shelters and beds, the homeless are left in the cold.
No, we keep it clean. We ain't bothering nobody.
The Georgia Department of Transportation placing rock boulders in the highest risk areas to reduce resettlement.
You know, there's some kind of problem because I've been here for a long period of time, and there's as many homeless people as there was 30 years ago.
In Atlanta, I'm Barmel Lyons, CBS 46 News.
That don't make no sense. What are you waiting on? What are you waiting on, Congress? What are you waiting on, Trump? That daggone shame. Nia says, I know it's an ankle bone. Telly says, I have a Nazi boot they gave me at the hospital. Laughing his butt off. Nia says, laugh all out. Telly, be careful, he'll sing. Kelly said I had to see an orthodontist in the morning. That's $350 for them to tell me I have to have surgery. Morons, he says. Nia says, oh dear Telly, pricey injury. Well, Telly, I hope you heal quick. I hope it works out well for you. Hope you don't spend the holidays in the hospital. All right, y'all. The news get worse. The news gets worse. You had to really be a piece of trash.
EMS workers were robbed at gunpoint this morning in East Williamsburg, and we're told the two men were responding to a call about a person who was having seizures. The police say a man threatened them with a gun in the Cooper Park houses along Frost Street. The suspect took off with 2 EMT radios, a tech bag, and medical equipment. Luckily, neither of the victims were hurt, but this is the second time in a week a bogus 911 call has been made to a NYCHA building.
They go from being responders to now becoming victims.
FDNY Commissioner Daniel Nigro released a statement saying, quote, it's despicable that anyone would use 911 for a fake medical call, threaten the lives of EMTs, and steal the tools they use to save lives when apprehended. Those responsible for those crimes should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
No, they should get beaten in public, in a public square. They should get caned or whipped like a government mule. Using your Trump stimulus. Trump ain't gave nobody no stimulus. Saying Trump gave somebody a stimulus is like saying that Trump developed the vaccine for Pfizer. Tully says, New York City, I will never live there again. Nia said, that's good, Tully. No out of pocket for you. All right. Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. But first, they got commercial. Yeah, like they so hard up for money. Let's get it.
It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update and related news report. It's going to be a very big week coming up as members from the Senate have threatened to have a government shutdown, that they will not allow a government extension, a government funding bill to pass without stimulus. We're going to talk about that and another more urgent, pressing reason that Congress has to pass a stimulus this upcoming week, and it's a big one. Also, I have a new $500 stimulus check program that was just approved for thousands of people. I'm going to give you all the details of it in this video. But first, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below if you haven't yet. It's completely a big one. Also, I have a new $500 stimulus check program that was just approved for thousands of people. I'm going to give you all the details of it in this video. But first, don't forget all the details of it in this video. But first, don't forget this video. But first, don't forget subscribe down below if you haven't yet. It's completely free to do so. My wife and I do all the research for you on the stimulus check and everything else related, and we bring you all the details in a quick, concise video each day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, first up, now that the Pfizer vaccine is officially approved and will begin distribution starting as early as Monday, that actually makes a brand new reason, a urgent reason, to pass more stimulus immediately. And that is because the states and cities and counties will need billions and billions and billions of dollars to distribute this, to pay the trucking companies to transport it, the airline companies to transport it. These vaccines have to be refrigerated at a certain temperature to be transported. People have to be paid to work to actually give the shots and prep everything and move everything, and all that costs manpower.
But Mitch McConnell and the senators said that they don't want to give those bumbling states anything. So now they're going to do it for the virus vaccine. Huh? So you can't help them develop programs to help the people. You won't give the people any money, but you can give them money to pass out this vaccine. Explain that, somebody.
Power and trucks and airplanes and billions of dollars that many states simply do not have. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said that New York alone will need $8 billion just to distribute the vaccine in New York. $8 billion. And he says New York doesn't have the money. They're on the verge of broke as much as California is. And a lot of these states will need billions of dollars, which will have to come from a stimulus package, or else they literally won't have the money. And states could literally run out of money this week trying to distribute these vaccines that the federal government promised they would pay for. Federal government promised that these vaccines will also be free to all the people. All that costs money that has to come from a stimulus package. And guess what? These billions of dollars are already in the two stimulus proposals of $908 billion and $916 billion. The money to distribute the vaccine is already in those stimulus packages. All they need to do is simply pass it this week. And the new recent outcry that $1,200 stimulus checks and $500 stimulus checks for dependents must be included in this stimulus package that they need to basically pass within the next 5 to 6 days before the government shutdown, which will happen on this Friday, the 18th, that there must be $1,200 stimulus checks in there, or else they will shut down the government. That's because the government shutdown bill has been extended for 1 week until December 18th. And if they do not pass a new government funding bill, then the government will shut down. Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi have both said that a stimulus package will be attached to that government shutdown bill. And we're now starting to get more and more support from both Democrats, Bernie Sanders and followers, and Republicans, Senator Josh Hawley, who has quickly stepped up to become the hero of the people, to demand stimulus checks be in this week's package, or else they will vote against a government shutdown funding and will shut the government down until they pass a stimulus check at the bare minimum. They could actually pass a stimulus check without a package, but we really want a package and a stimulus check. And that is because in the actual stimulus package, well, depending on which one they go with, one of them has a $300 per week unemployment extension for 4 months. The other one has a $600 stimulus check and a $600 stimulus check for children. I think if they include the $1,200 stimulus check, that plan will be out, and they'll pair the $1,200 stimulus check with the $300 per week unemployment extension that goes all the way until April 2021. You pair that $1,200, which is the amendment that Bernie Sanders and Josh Hawley have adopted, to put on to one of those bills, most likely the one with the $300 per week unemployment extension, and you would have a deal. Thank God for bipartisan support from
So how come nobody's mentioning the fact that old bitch McConnell, and I said bitch, because he's an old nasty, chintzy Scrooge-like bitch. That's what he is, an old bird. The man said, you want stimulus? Okay. We'll give you a $1,200 stimulus, and we're going to eliminate the unemployment. So you would have got $1,200 a month, because they only going to give you $300. 4 times 3 is 12. So they give you a one-time stimulus bonus. And then what are you going to do once you spend that $1,200? Still ain't got no job. You got no income coming in. You don't know how you're going to put the food on the table right now. See, that wouldn't affect me. Because I would take the $1,200 and I go get me the electric XP step through and wouldn't even flinch. But there are people that got kids and the cupboards are bad. They out looking for work and ain't got no money to put gas in the car. They got the banks threatening to foreclose on them for their houses. These are the people that really need it. You know, I was out bike riding today. Would it have been nicer to have that electric XP? Oh, hell yeah, it'd be nicer. But you know, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. But what I'm saying is, why won't they spend anything to help the American citizens out? Let that marinate for a second. Anybody that voted Republican, you got to be the biggest idiot I've ever seen in my life. You can get mad at me all you want, and when you come say something, I'm going to cut you down, because you ain't going to have nothing to fight with. You got so many flaws in the daggone Republican Party. I would have to be, I know I wouldn't. I wouldn't have to be conservative in the points I make, because I'll just chop you down. They lazy, they don't follow up on nothing, they don't want to supervise nothing, they don't want to do anything. They expect everything to just go hunky-dory, 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 no problems in the world. That's what they expect. And that's incorrect. That's not how you govern. That is not how you govern. Can you imagine a slave plantation with no overseers, where the slaves can do whatever they want all day and nobody check up on them? That's what a Republican does when he takes office. There ain't no overseers. Well, you know, they should have done better. Why wasn't you there making sure they done better? That's what you get paid for. Well, you know, I'm going to give the vaccine to the states, and it's up to them to decide who gets it. The states didn't pay for it. Ain't the government, the people paying for it? But if you authorizing it, then you should say who get it. Why are you letting people decide? Because these same people, go look at the inner city schools, whether you're in a Republican or a Democrat state, they're always worse than the ones in the boonies. Why is that? So why would you, if they don't even do the children right, what make you think they're going to do right with the vaccine? They're going to make sure all their rich buddies get it first. People that's not even infected, they're going to make sure they get it. And people that's dying in the nursing homes, people that's in the ICU. We'll get around to you when we get around to you. Right now, we're going to take care of our own. That's the problem with the country today. Grand Poobah says, I received over $13,000. That's not a lot of money. Yes, it is. Shoot. I don't even get that a year. Yeah. Okay, well, there ain't no money to you. Send me a G so I can get that bike. I can get that bike in a spare battery. We'll have some long excursions.
And Senator Josh Hawley for this new amendment and standalone bill for stimulus checks.
The senator from Missouri.
Reserving the right to object, Mr. President. This is a very simple thing that we're talking about, and I can boil it down really easily. If the Senate of the United States can find hundreds of billions of dollars to give to big government and big business, surely it can find some relief for working families and working individuals. And I would just submit to you that it is working families and working people who should be first in line for COVID relief, not last. And that is why the amendment that Senator Sanders and I have proposed is so common sense. $1,200 for individuals, $2,400 for families, $500 for every child. And as Senator Sanders rightly says, every member of this body has voted yes in favor of this relief before. What's more, I can't figure out who exactly is opposed to it. The President of the United States has said that he is in favor of direct assistance. I thank the Majority Leader for his own support for direct assistance. The Speaker of the House has said that she is in favor of direct assistance, and that is why there is no reason why this body should leave next week before we vote on and approve direct assistance to working families. Now, let me just say one other thing. Let me tell you about a phone call I had with a friend of mine at home when this Congress approved direct assistance back in March. He texted me and then he called me and he said, I'm seeing this news about relief that we're going to maybe get a check. He said, is that real? And I said, yeah, that's real. And he said, well, I don't know. I'm worried about taking it. I mean, what if we spend the money? I mean, we could use the money, but what if we spend it? I can't pay it back. You know, it comes back and now I got to pay it back. And I said, you don't have to pay it back. It's relief because you need it, because you're a worker. This is a guy who works in concrete. That's his business. And he said, are you serious now? You're serious that we can keep this money? I can use this for my family? And I said, that's exactly what it's for. And his comment to me was, his words were, man, this is a godsend. There are families like that, not just all over Missouri, not just all over Vermont, but all over this nation. And they are in need today like they were in need in March. And it is incumbent upon this body to act. And we should not leave until we do act. So having reserved the right to object, Mr. President, today I do not object, and I yield the floor.
That was Republican Senator Josh Hawley, who we wish that more senators and House representatives were like. If only Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell actually thought like that, we'd be working on stimulus check number 3 or 4, which is actually what Joe Biden has promised us in the new year. I do actually think that there's a chance that they could pass this $1,200 stimulus check bill alone, because as you heard him say, who would oppose this? Who would vote against that? I actually think they may, and again, this is just a possibility, they may approve this bill for $1,200 stimulus checks and not approve a stimulus package, because the stimulus check is very easy to pass. Who would vote against that? I don't think anybody's going to vote against that. But the stimulus package has a lot more problems with it. Namely, the two main things are the Democrats want hundreds of billions of dollars for states and cities. That's in addition to the money they need for the vaccines, which I kind of don't really see how they're not going to get the money to the states to distribute the vaccines. I mean, that has to happen. I really don't see any way around it. But the money for states and cities and the liability protections that Mitch McConnell and the Republicans want, mainly Mitch McConnell, to shield businesses from being sued for basically the virus. You know, I mean, someone sues a business because they think they got the virus there. It's kind of really hard to prove exactly where you got it, because it's not like, you know, a bell goes off and you're like, ding, I got it in Walmart on aisle 5 when I was next to that lady picking up a bag of chips. You know, it's not an exact science, but those are the two main things that are preventing the stimulus package from being passed. I think if they can't come to an agreement on that this week is going to be the big week, upcoming week. This is basically do or die time. And Bernie Sanders says, I will shut the government down. I won't let people pass this government funding bill. And we will stay here till Christmas and past if we have to. We don't want it to come to that. So they need to either pass a stimulus package or the $1,200 stimulus bill. It'll be interesting to see if they pass the standalone bill just for the $1,200, if they will then say, okay, that's at least something that we've gotten out to the people. They go on recess for Christmas and come back in January. Question is, will they do that? A brand new analysis estimates that the U.S. will need $3 trillion to $4.5 trillion to come out of this recession, and that is how much it would be required for the U.S. economy to get back to where it was. Economists quote, "We need a stimulus and we need it fast. Every day that we wait, we risk de-enfranchising more people from the economy. Every day we wait, more people are facing evictions and falling behind on bills." Quote, "Congress is debating a stimulus package right now that would leave our estimate of true unemployment still hovering around double digits. We have the tools to put the economy back on track. Unfortunately, Congress lacks the political will to act." And for example, if you look at this graph, it shows all the previous recessions we've had going all the way back to 1948 with 0% unemployment at this top line here. And you can see all these other recessions, they got to like maybe 2% unemployment, 4% unemployment, 2008. You can see this white line here. And look at how bad 2020 is. Look at how much deeper the cut went, how many people were unemployed, and how we're still basically past, at this point, we're still past the worst of any of those other dozen recessions. We're still way past the worst point of all those recessions at this point, which is why even if the vaccine literally was able to distribute to every single person tomorrow, which we know that's not going to happen, it's going to take many, many more months, it's still going to take much, much more time for the actual recovery to happen. And for people to have confidence to go out and travel, to go out and buy food, to go to restaurants, to actually go out in public, go to sporting events, and actually be able to get jobs back, to get the money to even be able to think about doing those things again. The good news is we have states and cities that are passing stimulus on an everyday basis. Let me bring you a new one right now that is passing $500 checks. And this comment comes from a viewer named D-Boy the Don Music on YouTube. Thank you so much. He alerts us to a new stimulus program. He says, "Hey, Jimmy, here in Wayne County, Detroit, Michigan's largest county by population."
Well, none of us live in Detroit, so we don't care. All right. Is Telly leaving? He said, peace, Naya, in chat. Good night. All right, Telly, Grand Poopa, good night. Have a good one. Was that my last news story? Was that the last one? I thought I asked some more. All right.
Stephen Wavra, thank you for talking to us. Yes. You said that you were inside of the church. The concert had just wrapped up. And what happened?
Well, actually, I was outside the church on the steps finishing a meal, and everybody at the conclusion of the concert started milling, walking away. And all of a sudden, gunshots rang out, and everybody stunned for a minute, including myself, and I stood where I stand fast, watching what happened, and all of a sudden there's a stampede of everyone. They're falling all over each other to get away from a gunman on the top of the stairs, aiming wildly and firing two what appeared to be 45 or 9mm caliber semi-automatic weapons.
So what you saw following that is that police officers then began to respond. Talk to me about that.
Well, the police, actually, who was there was a couple of officers from the Community Affairs Division to crowd control and in these kind of events. And all of a sudden, they were saying, the man said he continued firing at random, but more or less regularly, people started falling all over each other. They ran down the steps. I was on the bottom of the stairway, just standing there while everybody's running around me and just watching it. And they said, he kept saying, kill me, kill me. The police arrived right away in time because they knew what was happening. They trained for this.
Sure. And you saw the moment, if I recall correctly, you said you saw the moment that police officer shot at the gunman who was there, and he went down.
10 feet away, aiming his gun at him. He said, "Drop your gun, drop your weapon." And he returned the fire, and the policeman shot him. The bullets were pockmarking, pinging around him in the concrete columns behind which he was standing.
Mr. Wavra, I'm so sorry that in the middle, at the end of a Christmas concert, something like that, for something like that to happen at such an iconic church here in New York City. Thank you for telling us the story. I really appreciate it.
Shooting up at the church. Well, remember now, they got the right to open the church back up because they went to the Supreme Court. Well, there you go, Supreme Court. There you go. You gave the people what they wanted, and look what they did.
A dog bite victim in Sheridan was arrested early today after she was accused of fighting with Pittsburgh police and medics. Police say the victim suffered bites to her arm and hand around 3 this morning. As they attempted to take her to the hospital, she refused to wear a mask, scuffled with police, even got blood on one of the officers.
All right. Says she ain't wearing no mask. I can't turn this down. I'm sick of him.
All right. We've got a great, fun story for you guys. Donald Trump's been crying all day long. He started in the morning. He's gone all the way to nighttime. It's one giant string of crying. You're going to love the quotes. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So I'm going to give you all the quotes, and they're all fantastic. And then I'll break down the context of it. So this video brought to you by our sponsors, tyt.com/purevpn. You know what that does? It
Come on, man.
And it stops the sloppy organic fair trade. It tastes awesome. If Santa has his coffee, he's not going to leave your house. That's just what's going to happen. Okay, just giving you a fair warning.
I fast forward and he's still talking.
TwoStrongCoffee.com. He says, they cheated. They dropped hundreds of thousands of ballots. What does that even mean? Where did they drop them? Was it your ballots that they dropped into a river, or was it their ballots that they dropped into the ballot box? It's Trump. It doesn't have to make sense. So they did things that nobody's ever seen. That's actually true. That's the only true thing he said all day. Nobody's ever seen it because it didn't happen. You had 59 tries at proving it happened. Every single time, every single judge said you have no evidence at all. I got another fun quote from a judge that happened today, a little bit later on. Oh, by the way, of course, always sponsored by you guys. You hit that join button down below if you're watching on YouTube. I read your name like 89% of the time when I can get to it. In fact, it just happened. Look at this. Aphrodite's now. We got goddesses on board. And she's at the essentials level where you're going to get the post game. Come on. We can't lose if we're backed by goddesses. And he says, they did things that nobody's ever seen, and we caught them. By definition, you didn't catch them. Even if it happened, you most certainly did not catch them because you had 59 chances to show a judge that you caught them, and you couldn't do it, including the Supreme Court twice. He said, so then kill me. This is my favorite one. I love this one so much. Kill me. Of course, he's like wide-eyed dude. He's like, he says, but you guys have been unable to prove it as of now. That's right. That's right. They have been unable to prove it. You want to take one guess as to why? Because it didn't happen. That's why they don't have any evidence of it, because it doesn't exist. So Trump then jumps in and goes, no judge has the courage, including the Supreme Court. There's a little bit of truth to that. No one has the courage to steal an election for you when you most obviously lost it. They don't have the courage to make up evidence because they like to keep their job, because they believe in America, they believe in democracy, and they're not a thug criminal like you. So, yeah, thug criminals are always like, I'm the only one who has the courage to be this kind of a jerk, okay? Okay, that's one way of framing it. Speaking of which, since he said, and then he says, no judge, including the Supreme Court of the United States, has allowed it to be heard. Just yesterday, a Trump-appointed judge in Wisconsin said, quote, This court has allowed the plaintiff to chance to make his case, and he has lost on the merits. That means I heard you, and you really had nothing. You lost on the merits. That is a Trump-appointed judge. That's like the 28th Trump-appointed judge in a row to say, I don't care that I was appointed by you. In the court of law in the United States of America, you need evidence, and you don't have any of it. Any of it. You have lost on the merits. So that's not going to stop him from crying. So he cries, goes more crying in the Kill Meat interview. He said, I worry about the country having an illegitimate president. So that's him poisoning the well. That's him saying, don't believe Joe Biden actually won, create chaos, maybe even violence, cry for 4 straight years until I rerun and then try to win at that point. But this is crying 101. That's their strategy now. They're going to do this for 4 straight years. Okay, so it's funny enough, I have this damage report shirt on. And so this is John.
All right, I'm done.
Show. It's now gigantic.
64,000
views. The second
views.
largest progressive show on the planet.
64,000 views. That video was made an hour ago. He got 64,000 people to watch it. And this man is plugging and begging stuff like he a walking infomercial. I'm actually going to say something good about Donald Trump. He sit there and talk about Donald Trump getting money from these supporters by lying to him. We sitting here watching you try to sell stuff to your supporters, sir. What's the difference? Seriously, what's the difference?
A man was stabbed with a pair of scissors following an argument on the north side this afternoon. Police say it happened on River Avenue around 12:30. The victim hospitalized in stable condition. There's no word on an arrest this evening.
Well, do they got video?
A neighborhood crime alert in Neptune Beach. The tables are turned on 3 armed robbers during a frightening break-in in Neptune Beach. And we want to warn you about the surveillance video. It shows the person inside the home shooting one of the intruders. This is video you'll see only on News4Jax from a Ring spotlight camera at the Park Place Apartments on 3rd Street next to Jarboe Park. News4Jax reporter Vic Micolucci was there last night and joins us today. And Vic, we know one man showed up at the hospital, but 2 others are still on the run?
Yeah, I just spoke with the police commander in charge of the investigation here in Neptune Beach, Mary, and he is asking for help from the community to find these 2 remaining men. This happened yesterday around this time. As you can see, it was bright outside. A lot of people were around in the neighborhood, but that did not stop these 3 men from barging into that home. But they had a rude awakening in a matter of seconds. Caught on camera, it only takes about 8 seconds from the time these 3 armed robbers kick open the door to the time the person inside this 2nd floor apartment defends himself, firing several shots at the intruders. They quickly retreat, one of them jumping off the balcony. Police released these surveillance images showing the 2 getaway cars. A short time later, one of the men showed up at a beach's emergency room. He was shot in the chest. A helicopter took him to a trauma center where he's stable. The other 2 got away. Detectives posted their pictures asking for tips.
No matter who you are, this is a very scary situation.
We showed the disturbing video to News4Jax crime and safety analyst Ken Jefferson, a former Jacksonville detective.
Fortunately, this homeowner realizes that he has the right to protect himself and his property, and he pulls out his weapon and he begins to fire. And he's well within his justification in doing that because he has the right to protect himself.
He says officers have a lot on their side that will help them solve the case. Good surveillance video and the suspect who was shot. He may have incentive to tell the truth and give up his accomplices.
They generally will talk and cooperate with the police to help them find the other two.
And an armed robbery and shooting like this is very rare in Neptune Beach, according to police. They do have some information to go on. They're confident that they will solve the case, but they still need your help tonight. If you know anything, call the Neptune Beach Police Department or First Coast Crime Stoppers. You could be eligible.
I know somebody gonna say the man shouldn't have had a gun.
At approximately 2:30 this morning, we received a shooting, just occurred call in the 1300 block of Alameda. Sorry. This is a private event hall. The information we have is that our victim and the suspect, who are in a dating relationship, they were attending a private engagement as an engagement party here. They came outside. They got into an argument. The suspect pulled out a firearm and shot the complainant once in the left leg. Possibly she might have a broken leg, but she's going to survive. She was transported to the hospital. The suspect fled in a vehicle. My crime suppression team was able to locate the vehicle, conduct surveillance, and then found the suspect trying to leave a short time later, and he was taken into custody. The investigation is still ongoing, but we anticipate that he'll be charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
So they're a boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yes, that's the information we have right now.
All right. All right, y'all. Seems like before Sunday, been a lot of rough stuff going on now. Let me, I really been enjoying wearing headphones all the time. I can listen to everything at the volume I want to listen to it at. And I ain't got to worry. I'm enjoying myself. Now, I had ordered these and then I canceled them. Yay! It supposed to come Tuesday. They saying it's coming tomorrow by 9 p.m. Who's it coming with? It's coming with USPS. Jesus. Lord. Lord. Okay, so we're going to have to go out there and wait for it. Show my information. Everybody already know it. Yeah, it's coming tomorrow. Yeah. Why am I so excited? Because it's my new kick. We can do it without the music. Check it out. Multi-speaker drivers. I didn't tell you to pause, but you can start over though. Got bass driver, high pitch driver, middle sound driver. $24 hours. That means I can walk around with them on all day and go to sleep. True 6-speaker surround sound. Yeah, boy, we're going to be jamming on the one. Going to be jamming on the one. Jamming on the one. Now, these are 6 drivers. I could have got the 4 drivers. The 4 drivers were more expensive, 1. And 2, they didn't have the band. I need that band for 2 reasons. Number 1, I'm going to sleep in them. I'm going to sleep with those on. Okay? And I don't want to lose them. If I just get the... And I don't want to mess with these. Remember, we got these. They came dead on arrival. They won't do nothing. Just dead. So we tried these. Like I said, we got our money back. Well, they gave me a credit. So I didn't have to return them. Nobody want them. What are they going to do with them? Pieces of crap. So I made a mistake. I admit it. I made a mistake because I got them in less than 5 hours. That was the reason why I ordered them. Not being patient. And when I had ordered those and got tired of waiting, and I canceled them. And now I would have got them today if I hadn't canceled them. So they're coming tomorrow. And look at the batteries. Look at the size of the battery. Imagine the battery that's inside of there. And imagine the battery that's inside of here. Imagine the battery that's inside of there. And imagine the battery that's inside of here. These only last 4 hours. They say that battery lasts 12 hours. True surround sound. 6 driver speaker earbuds. Powerful boosted bass, long duration. Wait a minute. Did they have another one? I didn't see that. Oh, yeah. They only... This only got 2 drivers in each earbud. This got 2 drivers, and this is the wireless one. It's more expensive than the one. Yeah, we got a deal on that. Bluetooth multiple sound driver, 6 speaker drivers with powerful bass, also a sweat resistant sports earbud. The Bluetooth surround sound earphones with multiple drivers is a wireless bass boosted stereo plus 3D. Now you know there ain't no questions or nothing, I bet you. Somebody said, how long is the playtime on these? Somebody answered about 10 hours, no customer reviews. So maybe I'll be the only one to do a review. Maybe I should do a review, I don't know. But they ain't put come to Tuesday, but they said they coming tomorrow. I just wish it wasn't UPS. I wish it wasn't UPS, but that means I'm going to go out there and wait. I'm going to check the shipping. If it's out for delivery, see right there where it says out for delivery, then I'm going to go out about 11 o'clock. So I'm not going to stay up too late. I'm going to go out there about 11 o'clock. And, stop showing my information, man. These are the little buds that I bought. You see right there, it says view, return, refund. This is the headphones I'm wearing right now. And this was the device. Look how big it looks. That thing this big. Look how big it look in that picture. And it does everything it says. It was worth every coin. Let me drool and take a look at my bike again. Can I drool? Y'all mind if I drool? Waiting on this thing since May.
Hey everyone, Micah here with Electrek, and today I'm reviewing the Electric XP step-through folding e-bike. Let's check it out. The original Electric XP was the king of the budget e-bikes, and the Electric XP step-through continues that tradition by retaining everything that made the original Electric XP so great, and just adding a lower frame to make the bike even more comfortable for mounting and dismounting. The beauty of this bike has always been the right set of compromises to maintain a high-performance electric bike at a low price of just $899, and that's with free shipping too. So what do you get with the Electric XP step-through? Well, it's rocking a 500 watt continuous and 800 watt peak rear motor that is powerful enough to send you up to 28 miles per hour or 45 kilometers per hour with pedal assist, or up to 20 miles an hour or 32 kilometers per hour with throttle only operation. To get to that class 3 top speed of 28 miles an hour, you can pedal pretty hard or you can just lightly spin the pedals. As long as you're in level 5 pedal assist and there's some pedal movement, the bike will take you up to that 28 mile per hour top speed, which is quite fast on such a small vehicle like this. It's definitely a thrill you're going to want to experience. And of course, you can also limit the bike back to 20 miles an hour if you're in a Class 2 only jurisdiction. Now, I mentioned compromises, and so let's talk about where those fall into the rest of the spec sheet. When it comes to battery capacity, the 500 watt-hour battery is not that large by any reasonable standards, and many other e-bikes these days are well into the 600 or 700 watt-hour range. But even with a somewhat average battery capacity of 500 watt-hours, you still get at least 20 miles of range or 32 kilometers, even if you're riding pretty hard on throttle-only riding. If you give it some real pedal assist, then you can get closer to double that mileage as well. And for most people, that mileage is totally acceptable. I mean, we're talking about leisurely riding here, recreational riding. No one's competing on this bike. Other compromises include the lack of suspension and the entry-level parts like mechanical disc brakes and lower-tier Shimano 6-speed transmission. But you know what? Those compromises are just fine because those components are all just fine. I mean, they're not premium, and of course, nothing about this bike is premium, but they're all quite good enough for recreational riders that are just looking to have fun and find an e-bike with high value, not necessarily one with top-shelf components. And sure, suspension would be nice, but whenever I see a super cheap suspension fork on a budget-level e-bike, I just wish they'd gone with a rigid fork because I know it's going to be built stronger and last longer. And plus, with these 4-inch fat tires, if you keep the right air pressure and you don't overinflate them, they kind of serve as pseudo-suspension and help absorb some of the bumps in your ride. So there's been a lot of give and take here with Electric XP, but keep in mind that for one of the lowest prices in the industry, just $899, this e-bike gives you 28 miles per hour top speed, an 800 watt peak motor, front and rear LED lights, an included rear rack, and front and rear full metal fenders. That's pretty impressive, and that's some real value. And on top of all of that, it's still a folding e-bike too. Now, there's nothing that's special about the folding nature of the Electric XP. It folds pretty similarly to any other folding e-bike. You're going to start up here at the handlebars, pop that sucker open, And then in the middle, you've got another folding mechanism. You slide the safety and open that, and then the whole thing will fold in the middle. At that point, you've got basically a folded e-bike. Now, it's not lightweight at about 60-something pounds. I'll put it up here on the screen, but it's enough that you can carry it for, short jaunts. So all in all, I think the Lectric XP Step-Through is pretty much the perfect intro bike for anyone wanting to get into the world of electric bicycles, but that doesn't want to spend $1,000 or more to get extra features or top-shelf components that they don't need for casual riding. There's certainly a place for premium e-bikes. I have some myself and I love them, but the value here with the Lectric XP Step-Through is undeniable. It gives you the functionality of higher-end electric bicycles by maintaining good power, speed, and overall performance, but it strikes a nice balance too in order to keep that performance attainable to the common man, and that's pretty impressive by me. Thanks for watching, everyone. We hope you enjoyed that review of the Lectric XP Step-Through. If you did, why don't you give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you can check out all of Electrek's electric vehicle videos. We'll see you here next time.
Oh, they came out with a new one? Did we see this? I know we saw that one before. They got a commercial coming. No.
What's up, bikers? It's Pierce with ElectricBikeReport.com, and today we have the Lectric XP Low Step. This is a foldable, budget-friendly e-bike priced around the $1,000 price point that packs a serious punch and was an absolute blast to ride. Lectric does a great job of getting you a really good, fun bike at a very good price point, and we think you'll be impressed with the serious punch that this thing packs. This comes with 4-inch wide tires and has a top speed capability of 28 miles per hour. Overall, it's the perfect setup for a fun time on an e-bike without breaking the bank, and I'm really looking forward to showing you what this bike's all about. We'll see you out there on the trails.
When Lectric sends you your XP Step-Through, it will come fully assembled and will only require a few small steps to get ready to ride. Lectric also sends you all the necessary tools needed for the bike. We were impressed with how quickly we were able to assemble the XP, and all we had to do was unfold the bike, install the handlebars, adjust saddle height, and pump up the tires. Then we were ready to ride.
So now that you're a little bit more familiar with the Lectric XP Low Step, I want to dive into what makes it such a fun bike. So on this bike here, you're equipped with a 500-watt motor with an 800-watt peak. What that means is Lectric has designed this motor to have some power in the reserve, so when things get tough, you can stay fresh and have the bike take over on steeper hills and everything like that. You also have a 48-volt battery on this with a 4 to 6 hour charge time. That should be plenty of charge for you during your ride. Any more than that and you're pretty hardcore, I think. You also have 20 by 4-inch wide tires on this thing that are going to make this bike a lot more versatile than it would be with a smaller, thinner tire. I really like the LCD display on this as well. This is going to give you plenty of readout, and it's also going to offer a lot of customization when it comes to your assistance levels, and it's also going to help you a lot when it comes to seeing where your battery life is and stuff like that. Overall, Lectric has given you a killer bike for being under $1,000, and it's been up to the test for just about everything we've put it through so far. It's also a blast to ride, and I've been really impressed with this step-through frame overall. This step-through frame is going to be a lot better for shorter riders and give you a lower center of gravity to really keep you planted on those corners and more balance in general on your ride.
The rest of the components you get on the XP Step-Through are quite good for the $900 price point. You'll receive Tektro mechanical disc brakes, a Shimano Tourney drivetrain with a 7-gear range, and a super comfortable electric cushioned saddle. The electric XP step-through feels like it's in its element when riding on pavement, dirt roads, and gravel, where it collided right over the top with ease. The XP setup is great for those who don't want to be contained to one riding surface and want to explore far and wide. The XP handled a little bit better than what we expected. The 4-inch wide tires were confidence-inspiring on corners, and the 20-inch wheels have a tight turn radius. Because of this, we carried speed around corners where we would have been braking on a thinner tire. After just a couple miles on the XP, all of our test riders became pretty comfortable and confident in the handling of the XP. This is pretty impressive considering the wide array of heights our test riders have. When we went full throttle on the XP, we felt just as confident as we did at lower speeds. Despite being a fast, heavy bike, the XP also stopped quite quickly. The mentioned low center of gravity, 63-pound weight, and 20 by 4-inch wide tires helped the XP handle well at low speeds too.
So now that you're a little bit more familiar with electric XP, I want to go a little bit more in depth on the things that we liked and didn't like. And since we had such a fun time on this bike, it was kind of hard to find things that we didn't like about it. So first off, the pros with this bike, the main one we noticed was how powerful and quick this thing was. This thing gets up to speed super quick and can really take over when things get tough to keep you fresh when you're riding. I also really like this LCD display. This has one of the biggest readouts that I've seen on a bike at this price point, and it also offers a lot of customization so you can really dial in your assist levels to the way you like to ride. The 4.0 fat tires on this thing was another thing that I really liked. Riding on these things with the amount of power that this bike has was an absolute blast. When you're off-road, these things grip really well, and when you're on-road, you get super good tractions on the corners and everything. Because of the amount of air that they have in them, they also kind of act as suspension and provide a wide range of feel for if you're on-road or off-road. Overall, this is just a super fun bike. If you're looking for a bike to take camping with you, to commute across campus with, or just to have a fun little adventure on, this is definitely the bike for you, and you can get it without really breaking the bank, which is really nice.
Let me stop drooling. Let me stop drooling. Anybody said anything? Nope. All right, let's go ahead and do the CV numbers. What we doing? I can go for a quick song. That sucks. Man, that music sucks. I'm sorry. God damn, hell. That sucks. Let's try something different. I was going to wait until we were done. Let's check this out. No, we got a commercial. Come on with it. Oh, no commercial? All right. That's our Adobe Atmos.
Activated the uplink. Move on that position. Rebels just lost their uplink. Unless we protect the uplink. Come on! Walker! Ready coming! Soldier down! Come on, guys, let's move Showdown. The rebels have activated the uplink station. We must shut it down. Incoming orbital strike.
Hang in there, help is on the way.
Blue 15 going in.
flag for that. Pause. All righty, I gotta say, I wouldn't mind playing that video game. I ain't gonna front. I wouldn't mind playing that. I'm dead serious. All right. 16,737,267 cases. Known cases so far in the United States. Deaths, 306,459 of our fellow Americans have died from the COVID. Come on. Let's get to it. And California get higher every day. California knows how to party in the city of San Jose. With that CV, everybody moving away. I'm talking about California in the city called Watts. Crime and the CV, that's all the heck they got around infected. Texas, 8,542 new cases. Y'all notice California took that top spot back. Texas lost 101 people. They got 264,500 walking around. Florida, they had 9,000 new cases a day. They lost 81 people. They got 417,000 plus walking around. Illinois, 7,216 new cases. They lost 107 people. They got 347,000 walking around infected. Wait a minute. Did I go too far ahead? We'll do it again. Illinois, 7,216. They lost 107 people. They got 347 walking around. New York. They got 10,000 new cases a day. 87 people died in New York City. They got 324,500 infected. Ohio, 9,266 new cases. They lost 19 people. They got 168,500 walking around. Georgia on my mind. I got the midnight train to Georgia. I had to flee there. I was born in California. But they got the CV all the rage. I had to exit like that cartoon from the 60s. Stage right, stage left. Either way, I had to go somewhere, anywhere. And I wound up in Georgia. Georgia got 4,798 new cases. They lost. Oh, and they only lost one. Hey, we got the number 7. They got 210,700 walking around. Hey. Thank you, Georgia. All right, Pennsylvania. They got 10,000 new cases, lost 120. They got almost 205,000 walking around. Michigan, what up, though? No stats today. What's going on there in Michigan? Tennessee. Tennessee. They got 11,352 new cases. They lost 62 people. They got 58,000 walking around. Wisconsin. 2,757 new cases. They lost 15 people. They got 46,000 walking around. Ain't nothing finer than the mountain ranges of North Carolina. 6,819 new cases. They lost 27 people. They got 90,000 people walking around infected almost. Indiana, ooh-wee. They got 5,900 new cases today. Lost 47 people. They got 161,500 walking around. New Jersey, 4,766 new cases. They lost 30 people. They got 183,500 walking around. Arizona, 5,853. They lost 35 people. They got 340,000 walking around. Minnesota, 3,425 new cases. They lost 85 people. They got almost 33,000 walking around. Missouri, 2,471 new cases. They lost 8 people, and they got 258,000 walking around. Alabama. Can I say it again? I said Alabama. Alabama got 2,800 new cases today, and they lost 9. They got 117,000 walking around. Massachusetts, they got 4,853 new cases. They lost 42 people. They got 70,500 walking around. Colorado, 2,559 new cases. They lost 87 people. They got 224,500 walking around infected. Virginia, 3,294. And they only lost 2. They got 251,000 walking around. Louisiana, 4,422 new cases. They lost 51 people today. They got 44,000 walking around. Iowa, 1,120 new cases today. And they lost 1. They got 64,000 walking around. South Carolina, ain't nothing finer than the road to North Carolina. South, north. 3,408 new cases. They lost 54 people. They got 120,500 walking around. Anybody heard from the driver? Oklahoma, 4,332 new cases. They lost 22 people. They got 35,000 walking around. My state of Maryland, where no one is going Christmas caroling. We got the CV so bad in Maryland. We got 2,638 new cases today. We lost 17 people. Thank God I ain't one. We got 220,500 people walking around infected. Quick draw McGraw. We in Utah. 2,083 cases. They lost 17 people. They got 56,500 walking around. Oh, shucky ducky. It's time to go to Bitch McConnell in Kentucky. 2,444 new cases. They lost 15 people. They got 190,000 walking around almost. Washington State, 1,774 new cases. And they lost 2. They got 127,000 walking around. Kansas, where's Dorothy and Toto? If you believe, you'll know. If you wear your mask, you'll grow. And not have to deal with the dangers of the CV. And you won't be dragging it on down the road. You won't be dragging that CV on down the road. Don't let the virus get in your mouth or your nose, and you won't have to drag the CV down the road. Kansas, 62 new cases, and they lost none. They got 127,000. I'm sorry. They got 72,000, you might as well say, walking around infected. Nevada, 2,882 new cases. They lost 19 people. They got 91,000 plus walking around. The fake Kansas, Arkansas or Arkansas, they got 1,450 new cases. They lost 34 people today. They got 21,500 walking around. Mississippi, you got M.I. Crooked letter I. Crooked letter I. Humpback Eye, Mississippi. 1,500 new cases today. They lost 19 people. They got 38,500 walking around. Nebraska. They got 1,173 new cases. They lost 8 people. They got 65,000 walking around infected. No stats for Connecticut. Idaho. 547 new cases. They lost 6 people. They got 73,000 walking around infected. New Mexico. I said New Mexico. They got 1,442 new cases today. They lost 44 people. They got almost 74,000 walking around. Oregon, 1,014. They lost 5 people. No active stats. South Dakota. I said South Dakota. 631 new cases today. They lost 16 people. They got almost 13,000 walking around. North Dakota. 281 new cases. And they lost none. They got almost 4,000 people walking around infected. Pass me a banana. It's time to go to Montana. Montana, 659 new cases today. And they only lost 2. They got 9,700 walking around infected. Time to roll that off. Rhode Island. I said Rhode Island. No stats. West Virginia. 1,066 new cases. And they lost 2. They got 21,000 plus walking around. Delaware. 584 new cases today. And they lost 1. No active case stats. Alaska, 637 new cases. And they lost none. No stats also. Wyoming. 453 new cases today. And they lost none. They got almost 4,000 walking around. New Hampshire, 712 new cases. They lost 3 people. They got 6,500 walking around. District of Columbia, 231 new cases. And they lost 2. They got 6,414 walking around. Hawaii. They got 87. I'm sorry. Hawaii, 87 new cases. They lost 3 people. They got almost 6,000 infected on the island. It's a pain to live in Maine. Every day's redundant. It all seems the same. It's such a strain. It's so inane. It's so boring that it'll leave you snoring. That's why it's a pain to live in Maine. Maine, 303 new cases, and they lost none. You got 5,000 plus walking around. Vermont, dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Nighthawk Country, Vermont, 127 new cases, and they lost none. They got 2,100 plus walking around. Uh-oh. We got to roll that R again. Because we going to Puerto Rico. Nope, let me do it again. Puerto Rico. They got 1,262 new cases. They lost 6 people. They got almost 56,000 walking around infected. Guam, 16 new cases. And they lost 1. They got 575 walking around. United States Virgin Islands, they lost 16 people. And they lost none. No stats for the Maria or American Samoa. No stats for the military or veteran affairs. Well, we done. So we got 16,737,267 total cases of the CV we know of. New cases today, 187,901. You might as well say 188,000. New cases a day. Total deaths, 306,459. New deaths today, 1,379. How many people are walking around? The whole United States infected right now, 6,706,369. The CV is out of control. It's out of control, y'all. It's out of control. CV is out of control. What is this? 15-year-old got shot. Sad part is, that would have caught your attention like 20 years ago. Now, it's like, oh well.
Developing this evening, classmates at Mount Carmel High School are mourning the loss of a 15-year-old student.
Yeah, Isaiah Wade died yesterday after being shot in the head in an attack in Roseland. WGN's Patrick Elwood is live at the Chicago Police Department's Area South Division with the very latest. Patrick.
Ray and Micah, good evening to you. As police here search for his killer, his family is said to be absolutely positively devastated. No doubt about that. But a second family at Mount Carmel, as you referenced, they're trying to come to terms with this loss as well.
The loss of any life is difficult to deal with. The loss of a 15-year-old young man with his whole life ahead of him even compounds it, 10x.
Isaiah Wade is in the hearts and prayers of his Mount Carmel High School community. The 15-year-old was shot yesterday afternoon in an alley at 100th and Perry, not too far from his home. He was rushed to Comer Children's Hospital in critical condition where he later died. School President Ned Hughes spoke to Isaiah's mom today to offer condolences and support to her and all of her family.
Obviously, she's extremely distraught, barely could talk. And I let her know that, we are praying for her family.
At school today, teachers, staff, and students praying and comforting each other on the loss of a young man who had carved out a reputation of excellence.
No matter where he was at, he added value. He added positivity. He was very positive. And that was contagious.
Cardinal Blaise Cupich issuing a statement today which read in part, quote, "Another young life cut short by senseless violence. Another family left to mourn. Forever altered. Mount Carmel High School is a close community, and we keep Isaiah, his family, friends, and school staff in our prayers during this unimaginably heartbreaking time," unquote. So as they struggle with grief, School President Hughes says this young man was already a difference maker.
Isaiah was a nice young man. He truly had the respect of his classmates, his teammates, the faculty, the staff, coaches, etc.
Then why is he dead? Why is he dead? Why? 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 Why?
Sassy here with KDKA outside the Allegheny County Jail. A video from inside the jail is getting a lot of attention recently, including from local leaders. It's also raising concerns about the quality of food being served inside the jail. Tonight on KDKA, we have this video and spoke with the woman who recorded it, and we're also hearing from the county on this. There have been an increase in COVID-19 cases inside the jail as of late. They say what happened in the video was an isolated incident, but others we talked to say the food there has been a concern for some time. Join us tonight.
What? Ain't Johnson? Ain't Johnson? Really? All right, on that note. All righty, y'all. Hopefully when I see y'all tomorrow, I'll have the headphones that I showed y'all. And we'll be doing the Monday Mass. Since we didn't get to do it tonight, we're gonna do Monday Mass. It's gonna be, what did the Bible say about child rearing? Are you raising your children the way God wants you to, or are you just doing what man tell you to do? We're gonna deal with that. So, thanks to everybody that watched. I hope y'all have a great night, and we will see y'all tomorrow. We'll be on at a decent time. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about going out. Depends on what time I get up, because I might go out tomorrow and wait for the package. I might take the bike out, because I ain't realized that seat was high. I lowered it, so I'm desperate. I mean, I can't wait to get back on it. So that's why I said I might go out and we might go through, ride through the neighborhood, So like I said, y'all have a great night. As Nia would say, see you soon. As I say, I'll see you later on today. Y'all have a great night. Thanks everybody for watching, and we are out. Thanks everybody.